There is a seed of creation within you. That thing that lights you up, that creative spark of divine intelligence, that dream that you've always had ever since you were a child. It's in your heart. It's an electromagnetic field tapping into a flow of creativity, joy, and inspiration. Breathing it in, receiving mode, and giving yourself the permission to do what you love and to love what you do in each moment. Builds that energy like a fire. And you want that which sparks the fire, that which raises the flame, and that which sustains it. And that is the daily devotion. That is the practice of staying consistent in your craft, in your life's purpose, and in the art of your life. Brings that uniqueness of you-ness, that magic. You could say it could not be named, but every name is reaching towards it, finding an expression of that extension of source that you are. So know that you're not crazy for believing in infinite possibilities. And you're more sane than most. And that precious seed of your heart's desire, the dream of your divine child, inner child, of Christ consciousness, of divine consciousness, is the power of imagination being awoken within you. And imagination creates reality. Everything first starts as an idea. And that idea is a seed. And within that seed contains the means to its fulfillment. So you would not be given the desire. Etymologically, the word desire means of the Father, the Holy Father, the creative, etheric consciousness planted into the mother, which the word mother comes from mater, M-A-T-R-E, which is also the root of the word matter. Imagination or mind into matter. The seed of an idea is what creates, right? Preaching to the choir. And so that seed, everything first starts as an idea, right? Automobile. It's an idea channeled through Henry Ford to create the industry. It's an idea. Now, when he received that idea, did he have any physical signs that idea existed already? No. Did he probably encounter people along the way? They're like, yo, dude, a fucking, metal box that drives, with an engine. Mass produced everywhere. You're crazy. Right? Einstein. Most of his work was done where? Imagination. Most of his breakthroughs done where? The creative workshop of the mind. So where does genius come from? The mind. I'm not just talking about your brain. Now, what is your brain? Let me level myself out here. The brain is a receiver, right? The brain is an antenna. It stores memory, it stores information, but it's actually the very center of where your pineal and pituitary meet. is the union of the masculine and feminine within your own skull, where the resurrection of Christ or consciousness happens inside of the body. All these myths, right, the ancient Egyptian stuff, all these things are talking about an internal process. If you instead of reading the myths and the sacred texts historically, and you read them alchemically, it's either a metaphor for the birth of the inner child of your own consciousness, of your own creation, of the power of the imagination. So where the pituitary, right, the pineal rests right in the pituitary. The pineal is the tip of the antenna. Spine goes all the way up. Pituitary receives. Right? So you've got a transmitting and a receiving mechanism within the brain, within the mind. When you synchronize the hemispheres of the mind and the body, which sometimes is called the internal masculine and feminine dynamics, or the left and the right, the sun and the moon channels of the temple body, talking energetically speaking, there's a shift that happens, and there's a sacred secretion. What's up, bro? And that change, that shift in consciousness taps you into the quantum field. It taps you into receiving these streams of consciousness and information, or people call it opening your third eye, right? And you start to see the underlying patterns of creation, and you're starting to dream awake the vision, living in the waking dream. And as you receive these higher streams of information, as you move through the awakening journeys and go through this inner alchemical process, a type of inner union between polarities happens. And this is talked about in many different ways: reconciliation of opposites, or the yin and the yang. If you were to look at the line between the yin and the yang, there's an invisible place where these things meet, and yet there's only one thing. Alan Watts said that there's a coin, there's a heads and a tails, but there's only one coin. Now, it's really hard to see that when we're looking from duality into duality, but when we're looking from unity through duality, we can see that there is no light without the dark, there is no dark without the light. There's contrast in this manifest experience. So the things that you go through as you incarnate of forgetting happen in order to remember. And that's where you see that dream, that seed, that creative original idea, that thing that lights you up, those things that light you up the most, they're intrinsic. They're already there. On your highest timeline, they've already happened. So what we're doing through these processes of working with our energy and shifting our state of consciousness on the daily is that we're aligning with that, to allow that flow to move through us into creation, receiving the streams of inspiration and aligning ourselves through inspired action. And a beautiful thing happens as I step into that flow, where everything that you need at any given moment, whatever the guidance is that wants to come through, will come through. Because God loves you, and you are supported in the fulfillment of your destiny. And we each have one, a higher calling, something so much bigger than this little societal box of this is what I should be. and what I should do. And as we move through that conditioning and we feel the energies, we feel the emotions, I'm so passionate about this, we transmute. You feel it, you heal it, you clear it. And as you clear it, that's why I say clear it. You're not healing anything because you're not broken. You're clearing the karma. You're clearing the mud off the lens. You're making space for the lotus to emerge from it. In that, the spark emerges. In that, through meditation, through centering in the mindfulness, through learning to receive the stream and step into the flow, you will receive those creative original ideas. You will tap into, and this is what I mean by the antenna, receiving and transmitting, is that your dream life already exists as your highest timeline through the quantum field. All parallel realities already exist. This is what the law of assumption, I talk about it in so many of the other videos I've already made, is about, is that as you merge with that version of yourself, you could say your highest self or your higher self, or simply embody the identity of the version of you that is living your dream life, that is doing what you're passionate about, is thriving, that is financially successful, that is healthy, that is living in love, that is creative, that is turned on, that is inspired, that is your authentic true self. That's what we're moving through. That's what we're alchemizing. That's what we're becoming. And I go through that where you're not, it's like I'm not remembering, or I'm doubting, or I'm resisting the flow. And what I've been realizing that, okay, well, if you beat yourself up there, cool, you got some contrast data. Don't beat yourself up over beating yourself up, and just ease yourself back into the stream. Ease yourself back into alignment through letting go. And then focus the aperture, hone it in, the frequency, and you will tune into it. So imagine, oh man, if the vision, if my dream life already exists, so then all the cooperative components are already there, answered from source. All I've got to do is tune into it each day, and I will receive the inspiration, the guidance, the inspired action, the synchronicity, the person at the cafe, the angel investor, the travel, the money, the business idea, the lover, the awesome place to live, the sacred land, whatever that is for you, whatever the compositional matrices of that is, will start to flow in, because it's already there. It's already done. So live in the end. Live in the wish fulfilled. Step into the highest timeline. Work with the practices. Align your energy. Forgive yourself and others. Be baptized in the holy waters of forgiveness, forgiving it up to the oneness that realizes that there's no use in holding on to suffering, because there's nothing worth not being happy about when you have the opportunity to clear. And yes, we all go through the stuff. And as we clear, as we reveal this gem, this inner jewel seed of the lotus within you, you will realize that you're tuning into it. And it's all coming together. It's all coming through. So, trust the process. And thanks for tuning in. you guys like it, please hit the thumbs up, leave a comment where you're tuning in from, as well as what resonated. If you feel called to subscribe, do that now and hit the bell for notifications of regular videos to help you stay tuned into alignment. I am Josh Faust. I will see you guys on the next video. Peace and many blessings.